here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team has another 3-game week ahead of you. You open it up against the number 24-25 Oregon Ducks. It kicks off the final homestand of the regular season here for you here at Beasley Coliseum. 5 straight here at home. Big opportunity here ahead for you guys. So how is your coaching? How are you all as a staff getting ready for the challenge ahead with 5 straight home games?
Well, it just sounds great to be just the thought of playing at home. We've been on the road a lot. We've, and it always works out. It always comes back around and you get your chance at home. Clearly playing Oregon at a noon game isn't the greatest situation for our fans, but we're certainly glad to be home. Just feel like we've got a huge mountain to climb. We've put ourselves in a pretty good spot, but it just feels like every game you play is crucial to your season and to your postseason. And clearly, when you have to match up against an Oregon, there's a lot of concerns that we have. But we're excited to be here, and we're excited to finish February really strong.
This is going to be I believe this is going to be the second time in a 2-week span or a 3-week span that you're going to be having a 3-week game. So now that you have the experience of having one of those 3-week games under your belt, does it kind of make it a little bit easier to prepare for mentally for the team going into another one, knowing that you've already experienced a 3-game week before and you went 3-0 that week?
Yeah, well, let's just duplicate that. I don't know if we know how to do that, but again, it's unusual to be doing this. We clearly had to travel on Sunday and got back late. We took Monday off, and so it leaves you one day to prepare for all of these games, for Oregon, for USC, and for UCLA. So you're used to doing that, just that one game a week where you're only doing a one-day scout, but it makes it it's complicated, and it's complicated for everybody. And most people are doing 3-game weeks. We're fortunate enough right now to be way ahead of a lot of our league in how many games we've played. And so, it's important for us just to stay the course and try to stay rested. And in February, your practices are probably a little shorter, and you got to save your legs of the kids. And so, especially for us, we don't have a real, we don't go too deep, and we play our starters a lot of minutes. So we've got to find ways to get them some rest and to still be effective.
We'll open up the floor for questions. We'll start with Jamie Vinnick from Coug Fan. Jamie, go ahead.
Coach, Oregon obviously has all kinds of size. I mean, between Prince and Pinto and Kie, and I know I'm forgetting someone, Sabali. I mean, how do you account for that kind of size when, you really go with Bella and then a fairly small starting lineup?
Oh yeah, Sabali. Yeah, Sabali. We
I know I was forgetting.
Remember her. Just her. We can't change what we are and who we are. I think we can be effective if we play physical. I think it all goes back to that. The physicality of the best teams in the country is head and shoulders more than the teams that don't succeed. And we've kind of been the teams that don't succeed for a few years, where we weren't physical enough and people just could pass it around until they just got the shot that they wanted. Oregon's the same way. If you let them just pass everywhere they want, be comfortable, let their guards come off clean on balls, I mean, they can create a lot of problems. So it's a difficult matchup for us, no question. They're difficult because if you double team in the post, you're going to leave, snipers out on the perimeter. So that's what really great teams are in this league and the weapons that they have, so you do your best defensively. You try to find a plan that's going to keep the score manageable, but it just like everything else, it always comes back to, can we put enough points on the board to compete with the best teams in this league?
Oregon in particular, the team that's had a lot of injuries. I mean, Savali's been limited, Rogers has been limited, Pow's been limited. So as a result, they've gotten so many more players into the game. What kind of challenges that present to a team that can really probably go 9 or 10 deep, whereas you guys kind of stick to more 7 or 8? Does it change how fresh they can be and kind of how you have to approach, your substitutions and utilizing your bench?
Right. I don't know how I'll mentally think of that. I just try to win the game in the moment, but there's no question, Oregon has a great bench. They have a lot of weapons. They have, All-Americans that can just, again, snipers that can shoot it. They have, you know, two of the best guards that can take you off the bounce and scoring at every level. And then they have all that size. So the depth of their team, you know, obviously foul trouble could be crucial in this game. We've just got to play really smart. And we got to trust our bench too. I mean, I need to get great minutes out and quality minutes out of the people coming off the bench. And I expect them to do that well. I expect us to put a great effort in, and you know, only 5 can play at a time. So we just got to guard the 5 that are out there at that moment.
And then just kind of, you know, when you look at a 3-game week and a very tight 3-game week, it's not like you get the Monday game and then the weekend games. It's 3 games in 5 days. You know, how do you kind of in that same category, you know, get your players their minutes, get, you know, your best players on the floor, but also keep in mind that you don't want to start running out of energy in that Sunday game, you know, get to the 3rd or 4th quarter and then have, you know, extremely tired legs.
Yeah, I said that, and I love it that our players obviously watch my press conference, because I said after that game, you know, I talked about don't be tired. If Crystal's not tired, you can't be tired. And they threw that back in my face, you know, yesterday, I think, or today, I'm not sure which, but it's still true. I mean, you know, we've got to play the players that are going to help us win the game. And that's my call. And that's my gut a lot of times. At the same time, I've got to be smart, and we've got to be mindful, and you know, I've got to trust the players coming off the bench, and we've got to find some minutes to get the starters out. And I think we're doing that, and I feel good about that. I feel good about Grace. I feel good about, you know, Jess and Emma coming off, and I think Tara obviously had some great moments, and she's back in the lineup. So I do think we can be solid off the bench, and we can you know, spell our starters a little bit. But at the same time, you know, you just play that game, and you stay competitive, and you try to win the one at hand.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
Hey, Jamie, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing I would say is, and I know you've already done it, but gosh, I feel like I couldn't speak higher about getting people out to watch our men's game. I mean, these are crucial games, Thursday, you know, Sunday for them. I mean, it can't be any bigger, or Saturday for them, I guess. It can't be bigger for them, but gosh, I don't want us to fall by the wayside. And I think it's really, really difficult for, you know, people, Cougs, to go to 5 games in a row and 5 days in a row to watch men's and women's basketball. And, you know, I hate that they're, if they're picking and choosing, you know, we may be left out in the dust. So just whatever you can do to get it out there, man. We need people in stands. We need this to be a home court advantage. We need people to support this team, because it can make the difference of us making a postseason push and maybe making the NCAA tournament.
I'll go yell at people on Twitter a little more.
Thanks a lot.
And Coach, kind of, you know, final questions here, kind of building off that here. You all are 9-1 in your last 10 games here at home. The home record has been improving here each season underneath your direction here. How big is that? Just moving this program forward, and just, you know, you have a big opportunity here. If you do take care of home court here, there could be another opportunity at the NCAA tournament berth. So is that something that you guys have your focus on heading down these final 5 games of the season here at home?
Well, if you were going to ask me where would we rather play, on the road or at home, I would clearly say at home. And I love that stat. I think it's been a really difficult year where we've had midweek games and 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the weekday games. And it hasn't been real conducive for big fans and getting people out and watching our team play. You know, hopefully on Friday and Sunday, we can get our regulars and the people that can be there, the band and the drum line and the cheer and obviously all our fans that are so supportive. You know, I think it's you know, this is key for us. This stretch right here, if we can, I keep telling the team, people are going to separate themselves in this league. People are going to either be at the top of the standings, they're going to be in the middle of it, or they're going to fall to the bottom. And it is crucial to take every advantage that you have. And we need the fans to do their part and show up and help this team and make this a hard environment for people to come in here and win. And then we've got to perform at the highest level, and we've got to be so good every time we step on the floor. And I really trust that our team is focused and they want to put a great performance together tomorrow against Oregon and the rest of the week. So let's both do our parts, and let's make something special happen over the next 2 weeks.
It's a fun and exciting team to watch, and we encourage all of Coug Nation to come out and watch this weekend. So, Coach, best of luck, and go Cougs.
Thank you. Go Cougs.